Today I had a sequence of events that led me to find this drawing that has this poem here in the back, and I want to talk about it. I need to talk about it, and I'm sorry I will be crying, but this is my therapy. It's how I heal myself. I create art, I cry, and I talk about how I feel. So I need this to be recorded, so I feel it was expressed to the world, even though I'm not talking directly with someone. So today I have a moment where the lights went off when I was going up the stairs in the building, and I took a time there in the dark standing because I needed to figure it out the light, but then I didn't have battery to find the keys and so on. And the moment I stepped forward, I heard, my guides, it's my angels. I have an open connection with my spirit team. I'm psychic too, so I'm only these gifts. I heard that when you are standing and when you know where you are going, it doesn't matter if you are in the dark, you will find the light that you seek anyways. And then I was here with my things in my meditations, and I was guided to look for something from the clinic. And I found this. I was not expecting to find this because I didn't remember that I did this. So this is a drawing that I did in a clinic. I was there for 12 days, and I wrote this poem. Just a little bit of context. I present charges against the abusers of my life, which are my parents, and not just my parents, people related with them. And then further on in my life, my ex-husband. And this was here in Spain. And when I was called to declare 3 days after, they didn't took my declaration because it came a medical forensic, and they determined that I needed to be internalized because I was not capable of declare. And then when I left, the case was archived, and the police, I got the information that the police could not find where Tiago was, and then they just archived the case and never did anything. And during that period, as you can imagine, it was a very dark period of my life because when I ran away, they told that I am the crazy one and abusing my kids, and they are at risk with me, and social service took my kids and gave it to him. And then because I ran out of Spain, I fled from Spain for another country, and then they took the kids, and then they argued this, and I don't see them ever since. So I noticed that the place that I ran towards didn't communicate to Spain what was the reason that made me flee, or at least it was not accurate. So in a second attempt of presenting charges in the country that we were living, because I heard this many times, you need to present charges where the abuse are occurring and so on. So I went to the police here in Spain, and this was what happened. So another attempt failed. This is just the context. So I was sent to a psychiatric clinic where I was there for a few days, and sometimes they would have these sessions with a psychotherapist where we could do group activities or express or talk. And I found this, and also this. And what is emotional in me a lot, also this, you can see because of the light. So basically this is a tree with a dead leaf and a cocoon of a butterfly, and then here are magical entities, magical beings. This was a child part of me that did the thing. And then the exercise was about answering some questions. And the questions is, what title would you give to the drawing? And I said, the protected winter. And the second question was, what have you drawn? And then I just described it. 3, what does it mean this? What does this mean for you? And the answer was that there are forces in nature that act in all of us, even when we don't see them. And the fourth question is, what relationship does this has with the title that you gave, in this case with winter? And then I wrote that the trees, even when they are naked and apparently dead, which means hibernation, they hold inside of themselves life, and in this process life continues in the inside. And why I'm crying, it's because it's very touching for me that knowing that I was giving steps in the dark, but I was always guided. And when you suffer as much as I did, or whatever it is you're suffering, but you get to a point in your life that you understand that you are never alone, and you find that inner strength and that connection with something that is bigger than you. It gives you more than hope. It's a faith beyond what I can describe, and it's beautiful. And I need to share it because I was giving steps in the dark, but my guides, they knew where I was standing and where I was going, so I just followed. And these magical ends that the child part of me drawing are my angels. I call my angels to my spirit guides, to my guardian angels. And going back 2 years and see all this in the cocoon, it's me. And now I'm a butterfly. Now I can fly. I want to read the poem. It's not the first, but it's one of the first poems I wrote. And I didn't even know that poetry would be such a powerful healing tool for me, because it's not just an expression tool, it's actually a healing tool. I cannot say in words. I think sometimes I try to explain my relationship with poetry and the impact it has, because it helps me to reach places inside of me that I think I wouldn't be able to communicate to others if I didn't felt safety that I feel with poetry. It's a container, it's a place where I can be. I don't feel scared that I am too much or say the wrong thing or that my emotions are too big. So it's like a place where I can channel who I am and what I went through. And this has already started in the clinic, and I was not even aware of it until I found this now. The poem is called Sakura, which is a Japanese word that describes the blossom of the cherry trees in spring, those beautiful pink flowers. When they blossom, they call that a phenomenon, Sakura. I will read the poem in Spanish first and then I will translate, okay? It says, va así. Las hojas se revelan porque no hay amor. Las flores debrochan porque no ven luz. Los ramos estrechan y crecen porque no hay agua o vida. ¿No ves, niña mía, que esto no puede ser? ¿Cómo va todo a desarrollar sin amor, luz o agua? Luz o vida, perdón. Mira otra vez, vida mía. Mira otra vez, estrella dormida. Mira en tu corazón y encuentra en un rincón la estrella que nos sigue la razón. So in English it's something like, the leaves reveal themselves because there is no love. The flowers blossom because they don't see the light. And the branches stretch and grow because there is no water or love. Don't you see, my little child, that this cannot be? How would everything develop without love, light, or life? Look again, my life. Look again, sleeping star. Look in your heart and find in a corner the star that doesn't follow reason. And this is a message from my guides that I could write. Because sometimes also that happens with my poems. Sometimes they are communications from my guides. Sometimes they're kind of half predictive because of my psychic skills, so I can intuitively feel and see into things and channel those messages. And many times it's, like I said, the expression of my soul, not just my pain, that's just a portion of my life, right? And on top of it, most of it, it's transmuted. So it's the expression of what I carry inside, like my thought processes, what I feel, what my dreams are, how I see life, and so on. So this particular poem, it was my guides giving me a way to look at that it's like, even if everything looks impossible right now and all odds are against you and this doesn't feel like possible, or it's not even logical, you will make it, because it's impossible that the flowers grow without light, right? So it's also impossible that what is happening to me doesn't have a reason, a bigger reason that I was not able to see back then. And then they are telling me that there is a sleeping star in my heart that doesn't follow reason. So that star knows. And it's my guiding light, my North Star. And I follow it alone, against all odds, overcoming obstacles that I cannot even start to talk. And I'm grateful. This is what I want to express, that I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my journey. I'm grateful for my strength. I'm grateful for my children and the love I have for them. I'm grateful for my skills and my gifts. I'm grateful for who I am. And it has not always been easy, but it's me. And I love all of it. And it feels good to know that I was also being put in the right place with the right people, because that was the beginning of my healing journey, a different stage in my life. Even though I still had abuse going on and I still had challenges to face, like a big betrayal of someone that I thought it was my friend and was helping me to face abuse, was actually involved with all of the abuse I was suffering. That took me a while to see and to understand. But the fragmentation that I had back then, it was impossible for me to understand. And it's so easy for them to manipulate someone through the trauma, especially if you are the one inflicting the trauma. You will know how to play that person because you created the trauma in the first place, so you know what are the trauma responses, right? So I still have all those challenges, but I overcame them. And it's beautiful to look back and see how this started, and that I was never alone, even when I couldn't see. And here is the proof. I wrote a poem that is called Autumn Leaves, I think, or the leaves of autumn, something like that. That it's about this, when we go into hibernation periods in our lives, and then come out the seasons, right? Then comes the season of spring and summer again. So I think I have found my fifth season. It's not even spring or summer, it's a different stage, but I have reborn and become someone I was not before. I didn't know I was so artistic. I wasn't allowed to know myself in the conditions that I grew up. So I learned things about me, and I discovered and rescued and brought to the front line of myself parts of me that I never knew. And that relationship that I developed and I'm developing with myself, it's so valuable to me. It's beyond, it's priceless. And I know I could not have found myself if I didn't go through this process. So that's why I'm so grateful. And also it's a relief, because if I was always loved and always worthy and always supported, even when I didn't felt like it, and I was being guided, it means I'm also loved and worthy and supported now, and I'm being guided. So I know, it's not just I hope or I believe, I know everything happens for a reason, and this reason here is for the best. It's to bring the best of me out and to allow me to have the life that I dreamed, because I was trapped in an illusion. I couldn't see, and I couldn't see because of my trauma, so I needed to heal. I couldn't see, and that's okay. I also forgive myself because I understand. And then, if you are also in a healing journey, or you are starting, or whatever is your case, if you get to the point that you understand everything, I mean internal, it's not that you understand everything, but internally, to the point that allows you to fully forgive yourself and all parts of you, and bring them forward and see them for who they are, and love yourself, and you will find a treasure, a richness inside of you beyond measure. the value that this has. No fortune in the world, like no money, no relationship will ever replace the relationship that I have with the divine, whatever you call it. God, universe, life, this source energy that sustains your life and provides for everything. That's my true provider, it's my relationship with myself, with my awareness, with my divine self. That lives in all of us. It's not that I have it and you don't. It lives in all of us. But the awareness and the open connection to it, when it's revealed to you, it transforms you, And this is a process that I went through all these years. But this doesn't seem like they are tears of joy, of completion, of gratitude, of love. And I needed to share it. And that's it. Thank you for watching.